Yo, welcome back to the channel, lads. My name is Project Zeus, and guys, I've got a very exciting video for you today, and what it is a brand new series called Borderlands Versus. So in this series, we'll be taking two guns, for example, and basically putting them up and seeing which one is superior. So I thought, what would be a better way to start this series off, guys, with two of the best shotguns in the game. I am, of course, talking about the Butcher and the Conference Call. So with that rambling on, boys, let's just get straight into the video. So both of these guns, guys, are Hyperion, and that's why I think they're a good match for each other. But I think if we start off with the Conference Call, guys, basically this is a renowned fan favorite, if you didn't know, from Borderlands 2. Now in Borderlands 2, on launch, this was one of, if not the strongest guns in the game. When you paired it with a shield in Borderlands 2 called the B-Shield, the damage you could do with this was absolutely game-breaking. Unfortunately, they did nerf this very fast, and it made the Conference Call very obsolete. It was by no means a bad gun, there was just a lot of other better options. So it has returned in Borderlands 3 with a brand new skin, a brand new kind of feel to it. It shoots the same sort of way, but it's a bit different. So I guess the best way we can start this off with is basically reading the stats of this gun. So as you can see, I have the hostile Conference Call with a damage of 326 times 5, so a pretty high damage for a shotgun. Accuracy 53%, handling of 77%, a short reload time of 3, fire rate with 3.15, so not as fast as the Butcher, with a magazine size of 8. The red text is let's just ping everyone all at once, and that's obviously a reference to its firing pattern. You do get a nice plus 21% critical hit damage on there, with a plus 27% weapon damage. Also, you do get that standard Hyperion Borderlands 3 weapon shield capacity, and then a bit of weapon zoom. So guys, like I just mentioned, all Hyperion guns on Borderlands 3 specifically have a front-facing shield that's actually mounted when you aim down the sights. Now that's actually where this gets quite cool, because as you can see at the bottom, damage to that specific shield amplifies weapon damage, which is quite cool because although they're not giving us that kind of amp damage from a B shield because there isn't one in this game, they are giving us a kind of nod towards that. Now the first thing I'd say about the Conference Call, guys, is you don't actually get a very large magazine size compared to the Butcher, or at least that's what it seems, and I'll get onto what I mean by that when we get onto the Butcher. Damage on the card isn't actually very good, but that's not where the damage comes from. The damage comes from all the projectiles they are actually getting out of the gun, because you are going to get that cross pattern. And to get the full benefits out of this gun, you will be having to aim down sights a lot. Now, I don't know about you, but me personally, for my playstyle, because it's a Hyperion shotgun and you do get that extra accuracy, I tend to hip fire a lot. And a quick note, guys, getting the gameplay for this video was actually driving me crazy because I wanted to get across how pinpoint accuracy these guns can be, but the new terror event, the Skull of the Ghost, were just giving me the craziest recoil and is actually annoying the hell out of me. So just take into consideration, guys, these guns are going to have a great recoil pattern, but these ghosts at the moment that will be taking out the game today actually will make it a lot worse. I will mention you can get the Conference Call an early element like you could in Borderlands 2. Myself, I've had a corrosive one, and I did get this incendiary one to drop when I was farming for it. In my opinion, you'd be better off to go for a either non-elemental one or a shock one or even a fire one. I wouldn't recommend really worrying about the other ones. I can see a cry one being okay, but not that good. As far as which characters you can get the most out of this gun, I definitely say as far as the incendiary and shock one goes, it's going to be a very nice addition to an Amara build, but it's not going to hurt to use it on maybe a flak or something like that. So if we move on to the Butcher in this case, what I've actually done is I've gone ahead and actually farmed both presets the exact same. So we have a hostile Conference Call and a hostile Butcher. Now again, this gun was from Borderlands 2, so both our guns in today's video were from a previous game, but this gun was actually a pearlescent. I won't get too much into that, guys, because I did get quite in depth on how it works and what the rarities were in Borderlands 2 if you weren't aware in my Butcher guide, so if you do want to check that out to get some more extensive information on it, that will be in the link in the description below. So I actually have never had a Conference Call until yesterday where I got 2, whereas the Butcher I've actually had quite a few. The guaranteed way to get it is from Crazy Earl, but that does involve farming loot grams, which as we know is an absolute pain in the ass. But I've got a lot of these Butchers from the Proving Grounds myself personally, and almost killing General Tron. Is it Captain Tron? General Tron? I don't. Now, not to be biased, guys, but I do prefer this gun from the two. I don't know if that's maybe because I've had it a lot longer, I've used it a lot more, or if I have different elements and I've kind of tried them all out. But for my Amara build specifically, this gun is just, you can't fault it. As far as shotguns go, it is pretty much the pinnacle in Borderlands 3. So, I tested these guns out in very different scenarios. I went through Athena's, basically killing enemies that have shields with both guns each time. I killed Chewie, who is basically a mini-boss. I went through the Proving Grounds on full flesh enemies. Both guns did very good, but each time, the Butcher, for mobbing at least, came through dramatically. A combination of its fast fire rate, its high damage, even chucking the elemental on there which you don't even need, gives it that extra bit of damage. All of its abilities all come together to create an absolute machine of a shotgun. But I didn't stop there, guys. I went on Proving Grounds and I actually got to the final boss. I used both guns, and again the Butcher was coming through and just doing the higher DPS. Now you might have a different preference, guys, but for me personally, I like guns that have a fast fire rate and I can have a really fun, fast-paced sort of gameplay with it. Because basically for my Amara, I like to get in and get out as fast as possible, and this gun was the correct gun for that job specifically. Now that's not to say that the Conference Call is not an absolutely amazing gun. I would definitely recommend using both of these guns, but for me personally, I think I'm going to have to give this to the Butcher. So if you disagree with my opinion, guys, go ahead and leave it in the comments section. I want to hear basically all of your feedback, what you think about both of these guns, if you have any of them, and if you do, which one you prefer. But I think that's just about gonna do it for our first Borderlands Versus video. If you did enjoy the video, guys, please consider going ahead, leaving a like and subscribing for more Borderlands 3 content. It is massively appreciated. You guys mean the absolute world to me. Hope you have an absolute amazing rest of the day wherever you are, guys. And as always, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.